The Unexpected Surprise. Mrs. Johnson, a hard-working entrepreneur, owned Johnson's Grocery, a thriving store in the heart of the city. She poured her heart and soul into the business, serving the community with quality products and exceptional customer service. To manage the store's daily operations, Mrs. Johnson hired Rachel, a diligent and trustworthy assistant. Rachel had been with the store for 3 years, and Mrs. Johnson considered her a vital part of the team. As the store grew, Mrs. Johnson began to entrust Rachel with more responsibilities. She trained Rachel on managing inventory, handling customer transactions, and making daily decisions. Rachel proved capable and efficient, allowing Mrs. Johnson to focus on expanding the business. One day, while reviewing the store's financial records, Mrs. Johnson noticed something alarming. The sales figures were significantly lower than expected, despite the store's consistent customer traffic. Curious, Mrs. Johnson investigated further, reviewed security footage, checked inventory, scrutinized transactions. The truth stunned her. Rachel had been selling products below cost. Mrs. Johnson confronted Rachel, who looked puzzled. Rachel explained, "I've been trying to remember prices, but sometimes I forget. I didn't want to delay customers, so I'd estimate prices. I didn't realize it would affect sales so much." Mrs. Johnson realized Rachel's intentions were good, but her actions had severe consequences. The store had lost significant revenue due to the discounted prices. Trust, tempered with wisdom and oversight, is essential. Open communication, empathy, and learning from mistakes can overcome challenging situations. Conducting an inventory audit. Mrs. Johnson and Rachel worked together to conduct a thorough inventory audit. They counted and verified stock levels, identified discrepancies in inventory records, investigated causes of stock shortages, adjusted inventory levels to match sales data. Updating pricing (LISDSMRS). Johnson and Rachel reviewed competitor pricing, adjusted prices to reflect market rates, created clear pricing guidelines, trained staff on new pricing structures, implementing a double-check system to prevent future pricing errors. Mrs. Johnson introduced the double-check system. Rachel verified prices before completing transactions. A second staff member reviewed transactions for accuracy. Daily sales reports were reviewed by Mrs. Johnson, providing additional training for Rachelmers. Johnson arranged for Rachel to receive intensive training on pricing and inventory management, regular refresher courses, mentorship from experienced staff members, feedback sessions to monitor progress. Within weeks, Johnson's Grocery saw significant improvement. Sales revenue increased by 15%, inventory discrepancies decreased by 90%, customer satisfaction ratings improved, staff confidence and morale boosted. Rachel's growth. Rachel's additional training and support helped her gain confidence in pricing decisions, develop expertise in inventory management, improve communication skills, become a valuable leader among staff. Mrs. Johnson realized, trusting employees doesn't mean abandoning oversight. Investing in staff development pays dividends. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings. Continuous improvement ensures long-term success. Johnson's Grocery continued to thrive, with Mrs. Johnson and Rachel working together to maintain high standards. The end.